Hello and welcome to the iVP Feature Spotlight 2402. I would like to show you some small features we added, which are recent files, the Reflection Pro Skybox, selection cycling, select parent object via shortcut, and the information icon, which we added to give you some more idea about documentations. So the first feature I would like to show you is the selection cycling, which makes it more convenient to select pieces, wood pieces, or other objects which are in another machine. So for example, I just imported two sawtex here. One is imported as a plan file, second one is just imported as objects. So I unpacked the plan file here. And what is now possible, you are able to select wood pieces more conveniently in other objects. So for example, first click, I select the sawtag. You see it at the right here. And the second click, I select the wood piece. And if I click third time, I'm selecting the sawtag again. Second time, I'm selecting the wood piece. So now you're just able to cycle through the selection you would be hitting with your left mouse. So I'm clicking the left mouse button here. And this makes it more easy to go through objects which could be blocked by other machines because of the bounding boxes or the selection boxes. And it also works for machines which are not a plan file, but just in each other. So let's say I'm clicking here once, I'm selecting the sawtag again. Twice, I'm selecting the wood piece again. And the third time, I'm deselecting everything because there's no object left to be hit, and the selection is deselected. I'm clicking, the sawtag is selected. I'm clicking again, wood piece is selected, and third time deselects everything because nothing is selected because nothing is hit. So another feature which is just for convenience is the recent file. So I'm just able to cycle through the three last plan files I'm selected. So I just can click on it and open this as a normal file. So again, recent file. These are the two most recent files which are used. So if I delete everything again and just go here, last, open, and just easy last opened here. So the next feature is a small one, just for convenience, and we are improving it in the future a little bit more to have it a little bit more realistic, but we added reflections again. So you have now in the settings graphics panel the option to enable or disable reflections. Means that there's some light feature in glossy objects. So for example, these glossy air cushion tables, or a little bit glossiness here on the upper front of the wood piece. And you can just enable or disable it globally here in the settings panel. You can get there if you just Windows, Settings, and then you have this panel here, and graphics again, and enable or disable settings. This will be saved in your local user settings. So the next feature is a little bit for convenience as well. So as there are some big hierarchies you can get if you have a big plan file. So let's say, for example, I just duplicate this machine here with Control D, and then I have here these wood pieces, and I will just parent them to the sawtag because they are part of the sawtag here in this example, and also parent these ones here in the sawtag. So I have wood pieces which are parented here to this sawtag. So if I move the sawtag, the wood pieces are moved as well. So that's what I wanted. And now I say, okay, this is a little concept. So I will just create a folder out of them. And let's say it's two sawtags here. And I will just change the name here to concept 1, sawtags. And then I have this hierarchy, which means I have these wood pieces, which are parented to the SawTag, and this is a folder here. So this SawTag is in this folder, and I have the second SawTag here in another folder, and these ones are like in the bigger folder, which is the concept. So I can just move both simultaneously and have like a position for them. And what the select parent option is, that you are able to just click here. So sometimes I just don't want to go through this folder here. So I just click on this object, click Y. So this is the button Y, and then it's automatically selecting the parent. Means I'm now able to fastly move the parent with its options. So meaning I just click here, select parent, and I'm now able to move this object and just go like more up in the hierarchy. Means I'm now selecting the folder with the machine, and going up once more means I have this whole concept. So let's say I will just duplicate this one here once again to make it a little bit more complex. Say I have three concepts, and now I want to move this concept without like the hierarchy panel. So I just click here. So select parent, select parent, select parent, and I now have the concept selected and can just move them around. The same for here. I want to just move the SawTag here. So select parent, and I can just move the machine here, which is quite easy. So means you are now able a little bit easier to get like the machines selected, which have some smaller objects in here. So one more thing which we added, which is just like for customizations, but for you as a information, we added like a hide option for customizations, meaning that we are hiding customizations which are not like part of the machine you are looking at the moment. So for example, this is just the EdgeTech S500, and now we are able to like add customizations on the fly. So meaning before we didn't have any customizations here shown, but now as we have the 0400 selected as like recirculation, and these options are shown now. So I don't have a recirculation here. I don't have the options, and if I add it here, then you see these options are shown in the machine. So this is just like the hide rules we have now as option in iVP planning. So one more thing which we added and which we are adding more in the future is just like this little help icons, meaning that most of the panel have like this little help icon for like the documentation. So if you just click on them, then you get to the hierarchy panel, for example, in this case, to our documentation, which is online, and then you get some ideas of what is happening in here. So if you have like questions, okay, what is the library, or I need some information about this, just click on the documentation, and then here we will add more like informations for you to have some idea what is happening in this case. So we have this for the hierarchy at the moment, the 2D view, for the 3D view, and the library, and the properties panel will be added in the future. So yeah, just click on the help icon, and then you get to the 3D panel, and then you have some easy information. So what is the button here? What is this button here to rotate the object, or yeah, to have some idea what is happening here. So the next feature we added, and the last one for this release, is the skybox. So now you're able to just select the file here, which can be panoramic or cube map style. So meaning if you have like a panoramic shot of some environment, you just can choose panoramic. If you have a more like detailed cube map, which is more like in the engine style of a skybox, then you can choose this one. So you can just select the file here. I just pre-selected the casual day 4K, and then you're able to say, okay, include an original file in plan, which is this toggle here, and the option to show it or not show it. So I selected show and imported it already. So if I select it, then I'm able to add like this little sky here, which is like not the best case for like a flat like layout here. But if you have an hall or like a factory or some walls in here, then it's some nice feature you can add to have some style in the windows or like in the environment itself. And if you just want to hide it, then you can just deselect show, and then you have just a old environment which is flat. So that's it. That was the feature Spotlight 2402. I hope you have some idea now of the new features, and it will get you some more usability into iVP planning.